So here we are with episode 3 of The Demon Girl Next Door Season 2. Last episode, a lot of stuff happened, so if you haven't seen my reaction to the last episode, you probably should. There's a button up here somewhere that'll take you to the playlist. I wonder if we'll be seeing more Momo flashbacks, sort of what we saw in the last episode. We'll just have to see. Still waiting the Fox Girl, so I swear to goodness, she is probably like in episode 6 or further on or something. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access to non-seasonal and some seasonal shows on the YouTube memberships. This one is about 3 weeks ahead, or at least I try to keep it 3 weeks. But other than that, let us get started. Oh shit, the internet? Whoa, you can't be giving her the internet. Especially Rio. Wow, this poor girl who has not had the internet this whole time. And now you're bringing it to them? God, dangerous game you're playing. Look at me. I was introduced to the internet at such a actually, no, all fucking... Is it Gen Z kids now? Who are the kids who are born after 2000? No, but not millennials. You know what, I'm gonna Google this. All these kids born after 2000, they don't exist to me. Yeah, people born after yeah, they are Gen Z. Okay, Generation Z. Whew, thought I was a little too old. I didn't know what the newest generation is. Is Gen Z the newest generation? Or is that like, hold on. Generation after Gen Z, it would be Generation Alpha. Okay, so 2010 to 2024. Holy shit, we're close to hitting Generation Beta, which is 2025? Holy shit, okay. Putting in a password? Oh, setting up. Oh my god. The parental controls. Momo is the parental. Oh my god. I mean, understandable. Where is it? Holy smoke! You're breathing in the internet right now. Lying around on the internet. I swear, her Chitchatter is probably a bunch of like that Neko thing that she's a fan of. She's been having a break. What do you mean the internet is dangerous. Damn, she's really teaching her fucking scam, dude. And now you're dead. I mean, she's not wrong. No, got kicked out. Damn, said it 3 times. Okay, there's so many things I need to... Ooh. Ooh. Ran out of battery. Probably, I would assume. Oh no, it's still here? Where are you opening up the task manager? Ah, okay. You might as well just delete Windows 32 Windows system while you're at it. System 32? That's what it is. Why? For what? No! No! Is that Ogura? No, oh my god, it's a private! Oh no, that's her. Sorry, it's Shamiko. I thought it was a 50 people on this internet thing. Wow. Whew. Whew. Yeah, good luck trying to find it. Understandable. Why the fork? Ooh, wow. Because she wants to get to know you. Can't say it. Oh, that's cute. Putting her in bed. Oh, maybe it's Momo. Well, other than Momo. Oh my god, she denies. She declines Momo's? Are you Momo? Yeah. Oh. Wow, the both of them. She feels so left out. Don't try to cut it into their friendship. Oh, that food. Uh-oh. They're bribes. No. At least you get the cake. Been the worst. Ah. Oh, interesting. She woke around 10 years ago. So she woke 10 years ago, so 10 years is when, well, I'll have to look at my previous note. Oh, they're taking off the... Oh, wow, they feel pity for her. The epoxy is... By whittling it down to nothing. A very close shave. She just woke up. Of course, of course. I'm a dumb demon. Yes. God, this cake is still here? There's like whole milk here too. It's been here since this morning? They swap. That's very funny. Damn, dude, she really went gothic style, huh? God, the eyes on the statues. It's fashion! Ship immediately. Oh my god. Oh my... Oh my god. What? What? Oh my god, just got... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, deferred payment. Oh no, I guess this is how, Why is there so many people walking here all of a sudden? I guess this is how, Yuko needs to, get a job and work. Oh. She remembers. Oh my god, there's such heavy steps. Then I'll feel genuinely superior. I swear, you're gonna run out by the time. Even though you're a demon? What? I was thinking, like, she is technically in. Oh, wow. She actually came in and joined her. Oh. Oh, wow, it stopped raining. How nice. Keeping it a secret. Oh, she's gonna toss her? Oh no. Oh no, she fucking got blackmail. Oh They respect each other like good friends, yeah. In an online auction. Damn, dunking her in a bottle of alcohol. A whole fucking gallon of alcohol, actually. It's not even a gallon, what am I? Half a gallon. I don't know my math anymore. They're setting Ogura up for something again. So, we'll just have to see ya. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go write my notes, and we will be right back to the center. Mumushishi 43. I think I'm seeing more garbage in the river these days. How can we get rid of it? Send delish food. These wieners are really dang good. I just tried a sample at first, but now I've bought tons and never get sick of them. The fucking wiener that, why can't I suddenly remember her name? I remember Ogura. Henri, there you go. The 4 seasons got my homework back. Half the answers were right and half were wrong. Kinda bums me out. I mean, understandable. I love Tama. Tama's such a great place. It has just the right amount of nature. Plus, there's a lot of things to do. I never get bored. Tama is the hot spring, right? Because the hot spring was called Tama. I guess the hot spring does have. There's a whole fucking gym in the hot spring, so. And then here's Hinatsuki Foods. The Hinatsuki Wagashi store is open throughout the Obon holiday. My precious daughter moved away on her own, so our new treats are salt-flavored to match my tears. Wow, the dad's just out here. Wow. And then dog walking lady. I just saw a young girl running by the riverside and hauling this huge tire behind her. I believe that's Momo, right? I'm glad she decides to put it on Chitchatter, huh? Or Chitchatter, is that what it is? Chitchatter. There you go. So we've got Mikan, who is introducing I keep wanting to say Chitchatter to Yuko. And she says it it's a service that's kind of like a diary where you post messages and pictures over the internet. It's a lot of fun because you can see a different side to your friends. So I think that's why, speaking of which, Momo just refuses to share. Yeah, okay. Yeah, a different side to your friends and whatever. But a funny thing is that I recently had a talk with a friend about this where he was saying, why do people keep on putting really personal stuff on the internet? You know, it's like a lot of personal stuff that maybe you would never be able to waterboard out of me, right? And people just gladly put it up on the internet. and and the way that me kind of explains this, I mean, it's the same way that Twitter kind of said it, you know, before it became X and, you know, a giant cesspool, even more of a cesspool than it is now. But it's the idea of, this is your online dictionary. Your online diary. It's a very public diary. If you want it not to be public, you should probably put it in private, right? And then you can say all your private things where perhaps only your friends can see. But a lot of people don't do that. That sometimes they don't even freaking realize because they'll too busy be thinking about how, oh, there's millions, billions of people on the internet. Who is going to see my tweet? Or who's going to see my Instagram stories or whatever? Well, guess what? A lot of weird people will fucking find your shit. So, protect your privacy, kids. That's, that's still the unfortunate thing that I feel about, like, Gen Z and, like, Gen Alpha? Is that what it is? Jesus Christ, Gen Alpha. Anyways, that's the one thing that I feel really bad about, like, kids who are on the internet, and that the internet is literally their life, and they aren't, their parents are just not really adept at the internet, and they don't really have good parental control on what the hell their kids are looking at. I mean, I did not have parental control when I was scouring the internet, you know, doing really stupid shit. If you're on Patreon and you actually listen to my useless Patreon intro, you know why. That whole thing that I was just telling you about, the whole touch fluffy tail thing, yeah, lack of parental control right there. Anyway, kids who are growing up with the internet at their feet, and they're able to just search up anything they freaking want, and then they see really fucked up shit, absolutely fucked up shit, and alright, I'm about to go into, like, oh, kids these days sort of feel. But when you're attached to the internet, when you're chronically online, and you don't go out to touch grass, as one would say, it's really hard for you to be able to sympathize with actual human beings, because you don't see them on the other side of the screen, right? You only see them on your phone or on your computer or whatever. So it's really easy to just say mean words and just be an overall a fucking asshole, right? Be someone who is just out here for clout, or someone who is unwilling to admit that they are wrong. Because when you're on the internet, what is the other person going to do to you if you're just being an asshole, right? They can't just come up to you and fucking punch you in your face, or, you know, being instigated into getting into a fight or whatever. So you kind of have free range to do whatever the fuck you want. So it's an unfortunate thing that the internet really does decrease the amount of sympathy and empathy that kids have, because they're so used to how the internet go into a mob mentality, right? They kind of just follow what everybody else is doing. What was I talking about? Oh, you know, the internet also probably lessen your attention span. Oh yeah, the original thing was like Chitchatter or Twitter or whatever, and how people are just always posting really personal shit onto the internet, which, you know, if you know that you're posting this to the internet, you know that just about anybody can fucking see it. Understandable, alright? You can do whatever you fucking want. But if you're one of those type of people who are, like, posting on the internet and thinking that, oh, nobody will see this, that's a fucking lie. Anybody can fucking see it, and, like, you're going to have an internet footprint for years and years to come, and somebody can just pull that shit right up out of nowhere. Like, it'll be 10 years from now, and you don't even remember that you said it. Alright, so the internet is dangerous, produced in cooperation with Ryoko Yoshida. So Yoshida Yuko helped her with this. Alright. Understandable, her sister is just much more intelligent than Yuko is. How to defeat a magical girl in 5 seconds. This is secret information meant for your eyes only. Please click here, only available in the next 25 minutes. Be sure to not miss out. Alright, one of those. I see those, but like it's in YouTube form. Or like, learn the secrets, how to I was gonna say manipulate. Learn the secrets in order to get all the women crawling all over you, you know? Are you a single and lonely man who just want mountains and mountains of women? That sounds horrible, honestly, but if you do, get this in the next 7 minutes and you'll have it for 4 payments of $19.99. So here's your first challenge. You find a shady website offering information that all demons would want and click on. Then you abruptly find yourself roped into a strange contract. So registration complete, you must now transfer 18 million Colombian pesos within the next 3 hours. If you fail to pay this amount, a magical girl SWAT team will be immediately dispatched to your location. Holy shit, dude. What a trap, dude. A magical girl SWAT team. Holy smack. Colombian pesos. Not just regular pesos, but Colombian pesos. I would ask, why is it in another currency? But I guess if it's a scam, they would maybe want it. I mean, typically you would want it in USD, but hold on. Colombian pesos to USD, sure. 18 million. That is about 4,500 USD. Okay, that's not a lot, but it's a lot for scams. And like, if you get into this said scam, they'll probably toss another scam at you and get another 4,500. Okay, so you got into the strange contract, and the administrator is demanding you pay them big money. Why would that happen all of a sudden? That's just how the internet works. So what would a demon girl do in this situation? Quickly make a call to the person in charge, identify myself, and then apologize profusely. Yeah, you're gonna give all your private information that you shouldn't be doing to strangers on the internet? Or strangers over the phone in this case. So wrong, and now you're dead. Okay. She tosses out all like the clear picture. Hold on. Seized, you dead. Fun. So if you're not careful, the internet will kill you. The internet's scary. So whenever there's something you want to look up online, I'll just do it for you. But that's a problem. Because the main thing I would do is keep tabs. Okay, and then she goes on to the whole, like, privacy, right? I want my fucking privacy and shit, so get the fuck out of here. Dude, fucking Momo. Look. Even though Momo, the way that she's doing it is, pretty heavy-handed, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna fucking do everything for you. To which, she technically already put parental control on there, so, like, she technically could do it. Momo's the parrot, right? She's putting on parental control. But it's her heavy-handed method of like, I'll fucking do the Googling for you. So if you want to Google something, just tell me. Understandable, especially when we see what the hell happened to Yuko when she was listening to her ancestor Lilith, right? She ends up getting herself into fucking debt. Free money, she says. That's what fucking college kid sees when they get a fucking credit card. Free money. Peachy pink. I'm into bodybuilding, cardio exercise, weightlifting, cats, udon. 12 years of service as a magical girl, going through rehab after suffering magic drain. Wars are won with punches. Wait. 12 years of service as a magical girl? How old is Momo right now? Is she... They're in high school. Are they in first year or second year? Maybe second year, I think. It might be second year. They're not in third years yet. But if that's the case, would they be around 16, 17? 16 to 17, maybe that's their age range right now. And so if we minus that by 12, I'm just gonna say 16, right? that mean she started as a magical girl when she was 4? Holy shit, dude. They're magical girls. They really start them young. God damn, dude, the fucking child labor, the free child labor, and also, I don't know if it's free, I don't know if they get paid or not, but also, the fucking child of war out here. I mean, she even says, war is our won with punches. So, this is group chat, I would assume? It might not, I don't know, it's, I was looking at hold on, the app color. Wait. It's greenish, right? Yeah, it's greenish, so I think it's might be still Chitchatter, except they're just in a group chat. Okay, so Shamiko, how exciting. You finally made an account. I did it. I found Momo's account. I just followed her. So I had a lot of fun seeing that movie the other day. They've just been hanging out without Momo. So see on the edge. Yeah, grab the crab bomb. Are you free next Sunday? Assuming I don't have any training. Perfect. I'm calling dibs on you while we're at it. What hobbies do you have? And then she's just, I'm fucking cutting off the line. I'll be using this time to do some studying. To go enjoy yourself. I'll shut out all noise from outside so you can take it easy. And then Momo's just like, oh shit! I have to hang out with her alone? You're inexperienced, so I'm sure you don't know, but if you play your cards right with online shopping, then you can get whatever you buy for absolutely free, okay? I've done the research. There's stuff like sign-up bonuses, watcha who's it payment, and cash on such and such. Cash on such and such. Watcha who's it payment. It's a whole complicated system, but the main point is you can forget about money for the time being. So, Momo was recording this whole time? Like, does she just have her phone on record this whole fucking time? Alright, so that was episode 3 of The Demon Girl Next Door Season 2. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty nice episode. We've got more focus on Lilith again. I think I've made my peace about how, like, I don't particularly care too much about Lilith when she's outside of her statue, but I think they did a good job at showcasing a little bit more of an insecurity that she has, right? A weakness that she has, which is her fear of darkness. So I do enjoy that. I do enjoy how she gets to relish in the ability to drag Momo through hell, as she says, right, through hell and back, because she's able to just annoy the shit out of Momo, and Momo can't do anything about it because she is in Yuko's body right now, and Momo, well, she cares about Yuko, and so she doesn't want to just fucking choke the shit out of Yuko's body, because Yuko's going to feel this freaking pain afterwards. She says that, but then she gets Lilith to work out anyway, so like so either way, Yuko was going to feel the pain. But I suppose it's the good kind of pain, huh? But before we get into that second half, we have the whole internet spiel, right? Momo gives access to the internet for the entire Yoshida family, I would assume. I mean, she is plugging the whole thing in here, albeit they only have one access to the internet, which is their laptop. Anyways, yeah, she gives her the power of the internet, which is very dangerous thing, especially for someone who's never had the internet before. And then I've mentioned about Chitchatter, and I've talked about the whole thing with Chitchatter and all that, but the one thing that stands out to Yuko is the way that Mikan says that Chitchatter lets you see another side to your friend, which understandable. Yeah, sometimes you think that your friend is cool and all that, and then you go on Twitter and you see them retweeting certain things, and you're just like, oh shit. And also, when Twitter had that fucking update where they let you see what the people you follow like, oh my god, dude. The times that I've seen where people that I know IRL, and I see the things that they like, and it's just, just straight up hentai shit. And it's just like, alright, I don't know if I need to know about your fetish. I don't think Twitter needs to know about, Twitter needs to let me know about, like, the people I know and, like, their fucking fetish and shit. Like, no fucking thanks, alright? There's a reason why I don't particularly like pictures that are, like, not safe for work anymore on Twitter, because, Jesus Christ, I don't want people to see that on their fucking timeline and see that I liked it. There are certain sides to friends or people you just know that you don't need to know about. But, Yuko hears this from Mikan, and she realizes that if she gets Momo's Chitchatter, she'll be able to learn more about Momo. That's the one thing that she's been working up to, right? I want to learn more about this girl because I don't really know anything about her. But before that can happen, we've got Momo teaching Yuko the dangers of the internet, scams and such, right? Telling, it's very fear-mongering, but at the same time, I kind of get it. But, like, I kind of feel like if you go at it a little bit too heavy-handed, it really makes the other person panic, and then their brain kind of like short circuits, and they just don't really retain anything because they're too busy being scared by whatever you're fucking scaring them of. I mean, Momo goes and says, the internet can kill you! And it's just like, holy shit, dude, what the fuck? First of all, the internet's for porn, but like, oh my god, it can also kill me? Which kind of can, so like, understandable. Like, again, what I feel, the way that Momo was teaching Yuko here, very heavy-handed, but it's understandable, right? The things that she says here can happen. The whole scam stuff can definitely happen. I just want to let you guys know that I get all my life lessons from Avenue Q, so... But after Momo says, if you need to search anything up, just let me do the searching up for you, because, I mean, if she searches something up and she sees, like, a scam or whatever, right, she's going to end up clicking on it, and Momo knows Yuko is very gullible. She is the worst kind of person who should be on the internet, and also the best sort of person that scammers want. So, Momo's just trying to look out for Yuko, but also, she's really just like, yeah, Yuko's gonna fucking fall for this shit, so I can't even just teach her about it. I gotta literally do it for her. But Yuko doesn't want Momo to search things up for her because, well, she wants to try to find Momo's information on Chitchatter, which, as we learn later on, it's a very difficult thing. But she goes and she kicks Momo out. And then we've got Seiko, who asks her, like, are you sure about this? And Seiko goes and says, but you know, Momo seemed a bit lonesome, which, I mean, Seiko, she's a mother. She's able to see things that perhaps even Yuko doesn't realize. And, I mean, the whole lonesome thing, the whole loneliness thing, I think that's been expressed, but, like, through a whole different sort of feeling, right? The feeling of like, oh, thanks for the invite, right? TFI. And then what we see after this whole spiel, before I get back into the whole them sharing their internet connection, or share their info, we had this part where Mikan and Yuko are chatting with each other in the group chat, and I assume that Momo is just in the group chat, but she's not talking. That, or they're chit-chatting with each other, like they're tweeting at each other. I would assume it's their private messaging just from the icon up here. But yeah, she's in the group chat with them. She doesn't fucking talk to them, but she goes and she reads through all their talk about, like, they've been going out to the movies, and Mikan's just over here like, hey, are you free this Sunday? To which Yuko says, if I don't have any training, which, you know, it's just like, oh, if I'm not hanging out with Momo that day, yeah, we can hang out. And so, Momo just gets upset at this because, well, she feels left out. Understandable. And what the next thing she says is, I'm cutting the Wi-Fi out at night. And it's just like, all right, Momo, if you want to hang out with them, you know, if you want to get invited as well, maybe you should actually join in on the fucking chat. Instead of turning the Wi-Fi off at night. Oh, I never read the profile. I'm a novice demon girl. I'm determined to be a magical girl. Alright. Anyways, back to the scene before where Yuko goes through this difficulty of, oh shit, there's millions of users on Chitchatter, so like, how am I going to freaking find her? I thought there's only like 50 people at least. So she goes and she uses her dad's whatchamacallit wand, and she turns it to a sign that says, I would like to know your username on Chitchatter, instead of trying to peruse through the entire fan base profile, the entire profile, all the profiles of everybody. She decides, I'm just gonna ask her straight out. And when Momo asks her, why do you want to know about my Chitchatter? Yuko can't say it, so she goes and she says, it's so I can keep tabs on you at all times, obviously. Duh. Which is very funny that the scene before this, she was complaining about how Momo doesn't say her feelings out loud, and she's just like, if she doesn't tell me how she feels, how am I supposed to know? And here's Yuko not being able to tell her how she feels, so she just goes and she says, I'm just here to keep a tab on you at all times. I want to make sure that you're not falling for any other demon girl and get turned into their vassal. And then we had the same conversation when Momo follows Yuko, and Yuko asks, why did she share your account with me? And Momo says, it's because I want to know more about you. Ah ha ha, just kidding. I'm doing it to keep track of you. Useless lesbians, the both of them. And now here we are with the second part, where Momo initially was trying to get Lilith to talk about Sakura, right, if she has any sort of evidence, and Lilith is just like, this might surprise you, but I don't remember anything. Which I think she sort of said that in like the last episode or in the first episode, I can't remember. But she reveals to them that she's been trapped for 2,000 years, which I assumed that was the case, because she's been talking about how she's been here since the Mesopotamia times. But the interesting thing is that she was trapped for 2,000 years, but she only regained consciousness 10 years ago, which is around the time that the first blow-up happened, when Mikan met Sakura and Momo for the first time, and Sakura helped Mikan for her curse and all that. So it's yeah, it's an interesting thing that's where the timeline is correlating at the current moment, because from what I see, 10 years ago was the first explosion with Mikan helping Mikan, and then the second explosion happened a year later, so that was 9 years ago, and that was when Joshua disappeared. So I guess we'll just have to figure out what correlates with Lilith regaining consciousness. But after hearing Lilith's story about how she's been trapped for 2,000 years, and she's just like, sometimes I would have good days when I could pop up into the dreams of my close relatives. And Momo takes pity on her and decides to give her back all of the offerings. And so we've got Momo, who felt a little bad for throwing Lilith all this time, but then she kind of comes to the realization that, well, I mean, Lilith kind of called for it in the first place. And I think, if I remember correctly, Lilith has sort of been the person who has been able to push Momo's buttons a lot of the time. Like, she kind of knows Momo a little bit more, right, in the way that she acts, and then just the way that she does it, that she just ends up getting Momo to get angry and just, you know, tosses her, right? It's learning what pushes a person's buttons kind of ends up making you know that person a little bit more. But with the pity that she's taken on Lilith, she decides that she's going to unseal the switch thing, which requires her to use a drill, which then also causes her to relive the trauma of having to get a root canal, but without any anesthetic. Holy shit, dude, that sounds awful. They've got a plan to let Lilith use Yuko's body so she can go and enjoy life for a little bit. But Momo is worried that Lilith is going to do something bad, so she's going to tag along. I think it's funny that she says she's worried that if they let her go alone, she'll get lost somewhere far away and collapse from exhaustion, or use the body to take on a bunch of debt in exchange for something. Little did Momo know that Lilith does not need to take over Yuko's body to get her into debt. So we've got Yuko Lilith in Yuko's body, dressed in some really nice black clothing and all that. Very good. And then there's just Momo in her tracksuit and Crocs. Whew, I will say, everything's 50% off, but also buying it in deferred payment, which is like pay later somewhere around there. There are some services that does that. I've done it sometimes where it'll bill me later, right? Like I get it now, but then in 2-3 months or whatever, it depends on what the agreement was, they'll send me the bill right after that. And I remember doing that sometimes. I don't really do it as much because I'd much prefer to pay everything up front. I'd rather just do that instead of paying for shit monthly. But Jesus Christ, dude. Everything is free. That's what Lilith says, right? Everything is free for the time being, which makes it free. Dude, Lilith was out here doing some girl math. But as I mentioned, Lilith is having the time of her life. She gets to just fucking dunk on Momo, and Momo can't do anything about it. And at some point, we saw Ogura, and Ogura realizes the tale, and she makes the connection because she has seen Lilith before, and she just kind of goes off. She says, well, I haven't finished gathering everything I need yet, so I'll see you two later. She said something about planning or something, but I think I've got a great idea brewing. So, Ogura's coming back at some point with her new plan and ideas and such, and goddamn, dude, the fucking noises that she makes as she walks, not she makes, but the noises, like, the heavy steps. Holy shit, dude. How strong is Ogura? In the Tama bathhouse, we've got Lilith, who points out that Momo doesn't seem to want to go in the bath with her, right? Last time she came here, Momo was just standing out watching, and so she's just kind of like, well, what's going on? You know, you don't want to be exposed. Let's see what she says here. Let me guess, you're too shy to get naked, aren't you? You always seem so cool and composed, but you're a real gentle maiden at heart. You've got the wrong idea. You know what? I agree. Just give me the chance to see your vulnerable side, then I'll always feel genuinely superior to you. Scratch that, I mean I'll always feel good about fighting by your side. Okay. I'm going to commit every little detail of this to memory, so let's get this humiliation show on the road. Okay. And then the fucking lights goes out, and it ends up being Lilith who feels embarrassed. It's not humiliation because she's technically doing it to herself. Humiliation is if Momo does it to her. And so this is where we've got Lilith, who expresses her fear of the dark, and she talks to Momo, right? She gets her to she is the one who ends up being vulnerable. So she says that she was inept at magic while she was sealed, when she was sealed, and the space inside was pitch black until she learned how to control her power. She couldn't even see the outside world. And we see Momo, who takes pity on her and turns on her smartphone to shed some light, right? She feels a little bad. It's sort of like how she felt a little bad for Lilith for tossing her all the time, until she realizes that Lilith was just asking for it. But we had a nice moment between the two of them, albeit we've got Momo who's just showing Lilith workout videos. Here's how to work out your muscles. Momo ended up joining her for the bath anyways, and Lilith notices these scars on her body. She also mentions something about ether bodies, which I assume, like, when she says that she turns into, like, a magical girls, because magical girls are just, like, their body are just concentration of magic somewhere around there, but she says, like, if you get injured in your ether bodies, it'll relay as scars anyways. But she says, a lot happened after my sister disappeared, and it's kind of annoying to explain, right? Her telling Lilith, like, I don't want to talk about it. And so Lilith, being respectful, is like, alright, I won't fucking ask you about it. You know, I'm sorry if I soured the mood or anything. And I thought that that scene was nice until this happens. Well, not this part specifically, but, you know, the scene that's coming right after this. But Lilith, you know, she's talking about how she's had fun dragging Momo to hell and back, but she also tells Yuko that, you know, I think I'm fine with you just carrying me as a statue. This is her norm, right? So she much prefer being in the statue and not really have to do anything by herself, you know, for the most part. Lilith decides to keep the secret of Momo's scar because she knows that that's a touchy subject for Momo, so she's just kind of like, okay, you know, Yuko can figure that out by herself. And that's totally fine. And also, Lilith is just trying to get Yuko to get a smartphone. And here in this scene, we've got Momo, who somehow got a recording of Lilith saying that she's terrified of pure darkness. Which, again, as I was looking back at that scene, it's just like, you were recording this? Like, were you recording, like, the whole fucking conversation? Which, how much gigabytes do you have in this phone? Are you storing it on cloud? So you have more storage to record all of this. You just so happen to have this recording? Which, that would be impossible because it's such a specific part. Like, you really have to just be recording this whole time. Which, as Momo says, you've put me through grief, and now I've got blackmail on you. So, keep yourself in line, and, keep yourself in line and behave until we've sorted all our mutual matters. And, well, you know, I will say, as I said, I felt like the whole moments and stuff kind of got ruined by this, but it's being played here as a comedic thing, and you know, I kind of already said a lot about how I feel about Momo's character, and at some point, I kind of feel like I'm a little numb to it, like I'm still thinking about it, but I'm not really as, like, I'm not really taken aback. I don't know what emotion I'm trying to convey here. Not disgust, but just the feeling of a little bit of betrayal. But as I mentioned, going through this scene again and actually reading about what Lilith is saying and how her saying, like, oh, you know, we're gonna see you humiliate. I'm going to see you humiliate yourself by taking you into the bathhouse. You know, you seem like you don't want to be in the bathhouse. You're all shy about getting naked and all that, right? So the way that she kind of says that and reading through back then again, I'm kind of like, yeah, I guess Lilith kind of got what was coming to her, I suppose, you know? But then I'm also thinking about, like, how would you feel specifically? See, my thoughts before, while I was writing notes and while I was thinking about whether I wanted to talk about this or not, I was thinking about how would you feel if you had said something very personal to someone, right? You are making yourself very vulnerable for that person, and then they just kind of come back with, like, I got blackmail on you, bitch. You better keep in line. And it's just like, holy shit, dude. Like, like it wasn't even in a situation where she decided to open up to you. No, had to do it because it was a terrifying situation for her, right? So she was open and vulnerable, and Momo just took advantage of that. But that's all my thoughts before I just got back to reading, going through this scene again and reading Lilith's dialogue. Lilith was basically trying to do the same thing, where she was saying, hold on, I'm going to commit every little detail of this to memory. So let's get this humiliation show on the road. When I read that again, I'm just like, I guess Lilith is, she technically was, she got what was coming to her. That's the whole thing where I say that when it comes to the way that Momo treats Lilith, I'm usually fine with it because I do feel that Lilith is just out here trying to, you know, get a dunk on Momo, get a one-up on Momo, and then she ends up getting fucking beat by Momo. And so this is kind of that situation. And as I just mentioned, or not just, well, you know, as I was talking about, right, let's get this humiliation show on the road, and then it ends up being Lilith who is the one who is exposing her vulnerable side to Momo. But then Momo probably wasn't going to go into the bathhouse with her, or go into the bath with her, until this whole situation happens, right? And they talked about it, and Momo, you know, turns on the smartphone for her, and she gets into the bath, and then, you know, Lilith is the one who notices the scars and such, and then afterwards, right, Lilith decides to keep the secret for herself for now. And when I'm thinking about it in Momo's perspective, I think it's an understandable thing when I'm thinking about it in her perspective, because Lilith has something that she doesn't want Yuko to hear just yet anyways, and she doesn't have any faith in Lilith, kind of like how she doesn't have any faith in Yuko being able to peruse the internet without getting scammed or getting into some weird shit. So she uses that blackmail in order to keep Lilith in line. So in a way, it does feel like that heavy-handed method again, with the way that she did it in the internet section with Yuko. Okay, going back to what I was thinking initially, with the idea of like, well, I've said something very personal about me to you, and now you're using this against me, despite the fact that I know something personal about you, but I've decided to not say it because I know that it's something that's personal to you, and I'm not using it for blackmail, not yet anyways. But since you're one who brought blackmail up on the table, like, but at the same time, it's just like, well, we don't know if, I don't know if we don't know if Momo doesn't want to show the scars to Yuko or whatever, but it is something that Lilith decided to keep a secret for now because she's just like, yeah, you know, I guess it's something that Momo doesn't want to talk about. And perhaps the reason why she decided to come in to the bathhouse, other than the fact that she felt some sort of pity for Lilith, is the fact that it was Lilith who was what was in the body and not Yuko, right? So there's that. Yeah, I think for the most part, my feelings are pretty much sorted. Again, I do feel like at this point, I'm just a little bit numb to this whole fucking shit that Momo does. So I'm just like, okay, you know, I'll think about it, but I'm not gonna get, like, upset over it or whatever. I mean, I am upset over the fact that, just a little bit, just because it's a very recent thing. I've had a recent issue where I have a friend who was talking with their other friend, and it was like a few years ago. They had talked about something that made them very uncomfortable. It felt like a very vulnerable situation, and their friend asked them like, hey, what's wrong? And so they told them that, God, pronouns, that about this situation that made them uncomfortable and all that, right? Again, like I said, something that's very vulnerable to them. And then now they find out that the situation that they told them, that was a very vulnerable thing, that person used it against them in order to make some to make accusations that I'm not exactly happy about. So when Momo did that, all I could think about was that situation, and I'm just like, you know, it's that feeling of you make yourself vulnerable and then just knowing that, like, just trusting the other person, hopefully trusting the other person to not reveal that secret to anyone else, and then they fucking do it, you know, like how many years down the line because they have this information on you now. So, you know, at least props to Momo. She didn't wait down the years, she just did it immediately. It's always that fear that I have too sometimes, because I've only, not recently, but maybe like 2-4 years ago, I've really only started saying some very personal things to people that I feel that I trust, and something like these, I am just like, all I can hope is that they don't use that against me along the line, because down the line, because it's a, like I said, it's a very personal thing, and so, like, you know, hopefully the people that I've chosen as my trusted friends aren't going to fuck me over. So that's the that's the personal thing that I see with this. But other than that, just to rephrase it, just in case everything got lost in the sauce or something, Lilith definitely out here just trying to one-up Momo, and then she ends up getting one-up by Momo. So there you go. I don't know why my voice is so high. Goddamn. But yeah. So that's how I see the situation now, and yeah, it's again, when I see it from Momo's side, understandable. That's just the way that she is, right? Actually, I was looking back at what I was writing in episode 12. That's the final episode of season 1, and I remember writing in the description that said that Momo kind of feels like Shima from Skip and Loafer to me, where, like, I like her backstory and everything, but it's just really hard to like her. I still kind of feel that, where it's just like, I want to like Momo so bad, but she just does these things that just doesn't align with me. And it's just like, Anyway, as I said, pretty nice episode. Pretty chill, honestly. The first 2 episodes was just a whole bunch of fucking information, and it's nice to give us just a more relaxed sort of episode. And also, I would assume that with the debt that Yuko has racked up now, she's probably not going to need to get a job. Still waiting for that Fox girl. But if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.